Hi there, Patricia King here. Randy Clark is one of my personal apostolic advisors, but he's also an XP channel host and an awesome man of God with global awakenings. He has released moves of God and revivals in nations around the world. And so it's our privilege today to introduce him to you with a prophetic insight he has about the Shekinah glory. Here he is.
Recently I was reading in a book and I came across this prophecy that was given by W.J. Seymour, who was the black man that was used of God to birth the great Azusa Street Revival in 1906, and also Charles Parham, who started the Pentecostal movement in 1901 at Topeka, Kansas. Both of these two guys would probably been the two most famous in the earliest years of the Pentecostal movement. And Azusa Street went from 1906 to 1909, pretty well ended by 1909, and was ending that year. During that time, there was what was called the Shekinah glory, and it was like this misty cloud that appeared very, very frequently. Some people said almost every day. You could see it in the building itself. And sometimes there was the fire scene going to and from the building that Azusa Street Revival was being held in. And then at the end of it, pretty much the Shekinah glory is this mist you could see and wasn't happening. And then in the 60 years later, there's a man interviewing these people who had spent months actually listening to their stories, and I lived with them and all. And it was basically about what they missed the most of that revival. And they said the one thing they missed the most was the Shekinah glory, or the cloud of His presence. You know, it was like a misty, smoky cloud, and because it wasn't happening. And so at the end of the revival, Seymour and Parham, about the same time, prophesied that in about 100 years there would be a restoration of the Shekinah glory to the church, and it'd even be greater than what happened at Azusa Street. Now, that was those two men prophesied that in 1909, and of course we're living right now in 2009, and my thoughts about this is we must be like Daniel, and when he got the prophecy of Jeremiah that the Jewish people would be in captivity for 70 years, he realized the 70 years has come. We need to begin to pray for our deliverance, because that God had prophesied it'd be 70 years. 70 years is up, so they began to pray that God would bring them out of Babylon, which He did. So for me, as I read that, I got really excited in my heart that this is an invitation of God. This is we're getting into something to know of His timetables, and once we know the timetable and we're at the fruition of that timetable, we then begin to ask Him to restore the Shekinah glory back to the church at this time, as He said He would.